I'm cooking again on my Nordmende hob, but this time I'm making a lovely warm winter's drink for you. And you know, this is one that can either be with mulled wine or it can be with cranberry juice, whichever one you want to add to it. But it's a lovely mulled fruit syrup made with sugar and water. I've got a couple of pints of water in the pot. I'm adding 8 ounces of sugar to it, granulated or caster sugar. All those lovely spices of winter, so cinnamon stick going in, you can add 1 or 2, and a handful of cloves, in that goes. A couple of oranges cut up into chunks. Don't have to be too exact with this, just cut them up nice and roughly. Skin and all, in they go into the water and the sugar. And what we're going to do here is make a lovely mulled syrup. Now this takes about half an hour just to simmer in your kitchen. You'll love the smell of this. And then once we've got it simmered, then we're going to strain it into a little jar, but I'll tell you about that later. But while that's cooking, I'm going to show you a lovely little recipe to make some muffins. Whatever flavour you want to add with them, but I'm sticking with these nice winter flavours and that little American bouncing berry called the cranberry, so I'm going to use that. So I said I'm making them with cranberries, and this is this lovely little berry, just poached with a tiny little bit of sugar, but I need those to cool down slightly before I add them to the muffin mixture. Again, it's a great all-in-one recipe here, with butter and sugar lightly creamed together, and then everything else goes into the bowl. In a very simple order, we're going to add a little bit of egg, a little bit of flour, but good idea to give it a mix round at this stage just to get that nicely creamed together. Again, I'm adding ground almonds just for texture in this one, a couple of ounces of those, but if you want you can leave them out. A few walnuts chopped up, a little bit of cinnamon going in, a little bit of vanilla, a little sprinkling of orange juice, and then finally these cranberries that have now cooled down slightly. I'm just going to add a couple of ounces of those to the mixture. Just casually mix it, don't mix it too much, and then I'm going to transfer this in to little muffin cases. And then with a few of the cranberries you have left over, just sprinkle a few of these on top, little dusting of soft brown sugar over the top of them, and into the oven to cook. About 180 degrees centigrade, gas mark 4 to 5. They don't take very long, about 10 to 15 minutes, just keep your eye on them, and they'll be lovely because those little cranberries will pop on the top and run over the sides of them. And this strained syrup will keep in a Kindler jar in your fridge for anything up to 6 weeks, which is great to have. But then, when you want to heat it up, just take it, pour it into your saucepan, bring it up to the boil, and then to that you can add a little bit of red wine, a little bit of cranberry juice, whichever you fancy. How much do you add? As much as you want. And if it's nice and bubbling, just serve it up with a little bit of orange or apple on top with a few cloves, and it's delicious with a nice cranberry muffin.